What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I got to have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me? This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Man, so much to cover, so much happening, so much going on. I'm supposed to be in the studio today, but I'm still doing some updates, and so I got some software updates. It's not perfect yet. It's not perfect. It might be perfect by tomorrow. It might be perfect by Thursday, but we definitely gonna get back into the studio this week. But the software and stuff, I got to make sure it's right. I don't want to go through and from now on, everything got to be right. I don't want to be testing it and stuff going wrong and then it break and then I can't do the show the way I want to. So we working, man. We working. So we should be in the studio at some point this week. We worked on it all yesterday. We made sure that the software was updating, that the cameras is right and the lighting is right. And so we're making some updates to that. And then we'll also roll out kind of like some changes to the layout here. So y'all will be able to see that. But shout out to everybody that missed me yesterday. Shout out to everybody that missed me yesterday. I know y'all miss seeing me. Sometimes you got to miss a person in order to appreciate them too. So let me say that. But shout out to the chat. I also dropped a Patreon video this morning. So if you, what up, Trill, what up, OG, what up, Tree, Sabrina, Courtney Egger, Jesse. I dropped a Patreon video this morning. So if you are not a part of the Patreon, make sure you tap into the Bag Chasers. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. That is in there for you guys to consume. So, and we get into it. We get into the bag and we taking care of business. You just watched it, Whoa Nola. All of the behind the scenes stuff that you don't usually get to see. All of the behind the scenes stuff that you don't get to see. So we got a lot to cover today. I don't know how much we're going to get to cover, but we got a lot to cover today. Did you see Katie got caught with another burner account? How do you get caught with a burner account, though? Because if you got a burner account, it's a burner account. I don't know how you get caught with it. Like, I would think that most major celebrities got a burner account, right? Or they got multiple different accounts that's separate, separate from their main account that they use to go and check different stuff out. You appreciate me and miss me? Oh, thank you, Mrs. Toy. What up, Destiny speaking? I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all, housekeeping. Again, I dropped a Patreon video this morning. I dropped a Patreon video this morning, and it is awesome, and it is dope, And then we got the content creation live stream coming up this week also. So that's going to be awesome. I'm going to announce that as soon as after y'all finish watching the Patreon video that we dropped today, then I will announce to you guys both the merch and there's somebody out there, man, listen, bro, shout out to Richard Fain. Richard Fain is a fucking asshole, bro. I'm going to just keep it 100. Richard Fain want to be like the Chaser so bad. We've been pushing Chaser Nation, Bag Chasers since 2000. I'm going to just start airing these niggas out. No more nice guy. All of that shit is out the window. Bro, we've been pushing Patreon Bag Chasers since 2020, 2021 is when we started this shit. 2020, 2021 is when we started it. We've been pushing the hats and all of that. I wake up, somebody sent me an email saying that he launched hats saying wealth chasers or some dumb shit. I said, man, what? What is up with these dick riders, bro? There's so many dick riders that's out here, bro, that don't have an original idea to save their life. Bro, please don't get me started on these niggas, man. There's so many dick riders, bro. You seen the video yesterday? Man, I'm not about to go and show that video. I'm going to just tell you what it is. It's so many dick riders, bro. I just can't, man. I can't. These niggas ain't got an original bone to save their life. Everybody is biting. Nobody is original. And most of the time, I just let that shit ride when I see different stuff. And it ain't just him. It's a lot of people. Most of the time, I let it ride when I mean, it's the people that have copied the whole layout of my platforms and shit. Damn, you ain't got no spin on it. You ain't got no original thought of your own. Not one. I already told these niggas I was going to pass them up. I did that. That just shows you I'm the king of this shit. At the end of the day, I'm the king, bro. And the king is always going to have people nipping at the heels to do whatever it is. Don't mistake it even for a little bit. I am the king of this, and it ain't nobody messing with me. And I'm going to just talk my shit today. Enough of this. Okay, I couldn't believe it. I seen this. I said, these niggas ain't got an original bone in their body. I ain't even dropped my hats yet because we perfected. We perfecting our stuff. It takes time to perfect it. All good things. Be patient. We gonna get y'all the real merch, not the knockoff shit. The real merch in real life. So we gonna rock that out. We got after hours tonight. Speaking of after hours, everything being revamped. Sometimes you just gotta clean house. Sometimes you just gotta start over, and you know what I'm saying? You get to it. So, yeah, Naka. Yes. So after hours is tonight. One thing is for sure, and the two things is for certain, is that the show is going to go on. That's some Team Jordan ass hats that he's selling over there. That ain't nothing but them is Mexican Jordan hats over there. One thing for sure, and two things is for certain though, is the show goes on. I don't give a fuck about what's happening around. I don't care about who biting. I don't care who not. I don't care what's happening. The show continue to go on. We're going to continue to rock out. We're going to continue to cook up. Room 9. We got new shows coming on that bitch. And we're going to run it up. Team Jordan ass hats. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with these niggas, man? All right, y'all. Again, new video dropped inside of the Patreon. Hey, bro, I was on Patreon when nobody was talking about Patreon. Nobody was checking for Patreon. Nobody was checking for Patreon. Nobody was on Patreon when I first jumped on it in 2020-21. Now everybody got a Patreon. I feel you. And make sure y'all tap into the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description of any of the most recent videos. Nobody was going independent. Nobody was doing it when we first started doing it, bro. Nobody. Crazy how everybody is jumping on the wave now. It wasn't cool when we was doing it, right? Yeah, they was doing the buy me a coffee. 100%. It wasn't cool when we was doing it. We created our own community. We created our own group of people. We was doing our own. We had our own wave, our own we still got our own wave and our own motion. I got some new stuff coming up that's going to be insane. Nobody got an original idea. It's copycat ass motherfuckers. I hate these niggas, man. I genuinely hate these. I hate these people, bro. We're going to talk about a bunch of content creators that's selling out today. That's why I named the show Sellout. That's why I named the show Sellout today, because we going to have, there'll be a bunch of Patreons with no patrons. Oh, they don't have no vision. They don't know what's going on. That's all right. We cooking up. We working. We're working. Somebody said, Anton, you got videos going up all while you sleep. It's called Selling Out. That's what this name of the show is going to be called. It's called Selling Out. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. Let me read some of the super chats and the cash apps, and we're going to go ahead and get it popping. We got a lot to cover. We got another trans shooter out in the building. Did you ever see the movie Ghosts? Yeah, the old one with Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze. Shout out to Jason Jocelyn. Tia Marie says this morning's Patreon drop was such a good vibe. Perfect morning inspiration. Love you, AD. I knew you was gonna like it. I started to drop it last night. I said, nah, we're gonna get him started in the morning. What up, Tia? Shout out to my girl, been holding me down for a long time. Formula says, thank you, Anton. And more in-depth news. Robert Duvall died on Sunday. He was 95 years old. Yep, I know about that too. Shout out to Richard Fain and the Sack Chaser. Says AR is back. Didn't I destroy him before? Gosh, good grief. Let me see what's going on in these streets. I couldn't believe it. I said, man, what is this nonsense? Foolishness. What is this? I want to give a shout out to Courtney Egger. What up to Courtney Egger says for smaller content creator support. I got a content creator live stream that I got coming up on Patreon. So that's going to be the next thing that we do on Patreon is the content creator live stream. T-Mac says, have you heard of Brand the Mortgage Man? I've never heard of Brand the Mortgage Man. I'm assuming that they do mortgages. Shout out to Tatiana in the building says, love the channel and thank you. I appreciate you, Tatiana. Thank you for holding me down, baby girl. Mike that dude in the building. What up to my dog, Mike that dude? I appreciate you, Mike that dude, for holding this down. And Spencer Campbell. Thank you, Spencer Campbell. I rock out what you says. Good morning to AD in the bag chasers. Mike that dude says, thank you, Anton. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing incredible. I'm doing incredible. I got a couple birthdays coming up this week. That's why I can't give y'all no definitive dates. Because it's birthdays this week. Yeah. Happy birthdays is going to be popping this week. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about it in depth. I'm going to keep that to myself. And let's get to it. Y'all ready to get to the show? Y'all ready to get to the show? I don't see y'all niggas hype enough. I don't see y'all amped enough because we're gonna cover a lot of subjects. I'm gonna get y'all through y'all work day today. Shout out to Dis. I appreciate you, Dis. I appreciate you, Dis, for holding us down. Thank you, my friend. And let me just say that I don't ask for cash apps. I don't ask for super chats. I just show love and appreciation to the people that hold me down. All right. I don't even know who you're talking about. Pastor Tavares. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. All right, y'all. Before we go and show love to Jesse Jackson, I guess we should show love to Jesse Jackson first. Before we go down this negative path. Before we get into the negative stuff, I guess we should show love to Jesse Jackson, because Jesse Jackson recently passed away. And I'll give you my thoughts on that.
News has confirmed Reverend Jesse Jackson has died. For more than 5 decades, he stood as a towering figure of the civil rights movement, rising to prominence in the 1960s alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a vocal champion fighting for desegregation and equality for Black Americans and marginalized communities, a fierce advocate for voting rights. Reverend Jackson was at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis the night Dr. King was assassinated. He was standing in the courtyard and was among the first to reach him after that fatal shot was fired. He founded Operation Push, dedicated to improving the economic status of African Americans and disadvantaged groups. A trailblazer and 2-time presidential candidate, he ran for the Democratic nomination in 1984 and 1988. His Rainbow Coalition was designed to form a diverse alliance of African Americans, Latinos, Asian Americans, Native Americans, women, and the LGBTQ community. Reverend Jackson was visibly moved to tears when President Obama was first elected in 2008. The realization of his lifelong work and unparalleled victory of the civil rights movement. His life was dedicated to civil rights during some of America's most turbulent times. A legacy of steadfast activism, giving a voice to millions and helping reshape the American landscape. Here's ABC's Pierre Thomas with a look back at Jackson's life.
All of his life, the Reverend Jesse Jackson preaching, exhorting, demanding justice, a quest to help his people and nation overcome.
We ain't the bottom, we the foundation.
Always marching, civil rights nonviolent soldier. There he was, shoulder to shoulder with Martin Luther King Jr. after witnessing the beatings of Bloody Sunday on television. Jackson eventually became one of the top lieutenants in the critical Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which challenged the Jim Crow South's withering oppression. A witness to history, he was there on that fateful April evening when King was struck down by an assassin's bullet.
I tried to feel his head, and I asked him, I said, Dr. King, do you hear me? Dr. King, do you hear me? And he didn't say anything.
After a leadership struggle with King's successor, Reverend Ralph Abernathy, Jackson split from the SCLC and formed a new organization, People United to Save Humanity, PUSH.
Beautiful.
After Dr. King, I don't think anyone captured the spirit of America like Reverend Jackson, and he took the movement north. I think Jesse Jackson was the link from that generation of King and them all the way to my generation, and then the generation behind me.
The first wave of the civil rights movement had succeeded in breaking down significant barriers, but Jackson's primary focus was on economic empowerment.
We know that we're worthy of respect and protection, but nobody really knows our name, and so we're really still struggling.
He broke boundaries in politics, twice running for president, first in 1984 under the banner of a rainbow coalition.
Our flag is red, white, and blue, but our nation is rainbow. Red, yellow, brown, black, and white, we're all precious.
I believe that that's where everything started to go downhill personally. I don't have anything negative to say about Jesse Jackson, especially in the passing of somebody. When somebody passes away, any criticisms that you could have said, you kind of leave it at the door and you pray for their family, and you pray for the well-being of the people that actually cared for them. I had seen some videos of Jesse Jackson and people basically using him in videos, and he didn't even know that he was there. I seen some people in the chat saying 84 and that they wish that they lived that long. If I'm living that long, but I don't even know what's going on around me, go ahead and take me out. Probably the last 7-8 years of his life. And again, I'm not going to show the videos out of respect for him, but I've seen politicians, I've seen grifters, I've seen a lot of people using them in the background and stuff like that. And I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? When you're not able to communicate your thoughts, if you don't even know that you're there, if you got handlers that's just basically propping you up, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that at all. So what I will say, though, is what Jesse Jackson represented as one of the people that was close to Dr. Martin Luther King was he represented the right thing when it came to Black people in the civil rights movement, respectively. And I'm going to speak objectively about this, and I'm going to be honest with you. The civil rights movement was not a bad thing. It wasn't. The civil rights movement, as we know it today, is a bad thing because they've hijacked it and they turned the push Rainbow Coalition into something completely different. And the minute that they started to make it available and rebrand it in order to keep the movement alive, because I think that some things should just die. Some things have to go away. People keep on trying to rebrand. It's like a bad movie. It's like Rat trying to redo a classic movie that none of us want to see redone because we know that it's going to be bad. We know that it's going to be bad. You know what I'm saying? Leave it like it is. Some movies don't redo Casino, don't redo Godfather, don't redo Goodfellas, don't redo Donnie Brasco, don't redo any of the just leave them alone. Just leave them alone and don't mess with them because they were good for what they represented at that time. But when we see these rebrands, this is the new Black Panther movement. This is that. It's not the same because we're not fighting the same fight no more. When the civil rights leaders during the Martin Luther King era existed, there was real racism in life. That's the perfect example. They should have left Coming to America alone, but they redid it, and now it's put a stain on the original Coming to America. The original civil rights movement was actually a real thing, right? Because they were fighting for the rights of Black people, specifically Black people, all right? Because Black people, when you went to a water fountain, it said for coloreds and then for whites, right? Coloreds was referencing Black people, right? American descendants of slaves. And so what that represented, because there was no opportunity, right? Or there were less opportunities. You couldn't do some of the things that you wanted to do. You didn't have the freedom that we have today in America to have your opinion, to go where you wanted to go, to walk down the street. You couldn't walk down the street without the possibility of you getting snatched up. They were still lynching people, right? And so what we see that being, or what that was, and the minute that we started to push forward, and when they decided that they wanted to abolish affirmative action, that should have been the end of it. It's over. It's over. What we knew then has now turned into a racism conversation. Now they're using it to justify, well, first of all, they hijacked it and they made it a part of the feminist movement, right? Then they hijacked it again and they made it a part of the gay movement. And then they started including lifestyle choices to determine whether or not you should get jobs or not, or whether we needed representation inside of movies. And so now we see so many feminine men and feminine masculine women hijacking what originally was for removing racism and setting the foundation to where everybody should have the freedom to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And then they hijacked it and they made it something different. So now, because the Democrats don't really have a leg to stand on, they're using that as the anchor for recruiting people into the Democratic Party, because they know that you are weak and you have a weak mind, And instead of you leaning towards the freedoms that we all embrace, you start to lean towards being a victim. And that's what it then became. Now it's the victim movement. Now it's so bad to where they're using it to justify illegal immigrants inside of this country, even if they are child pedophiles, even if they are criminals, even if they robbed a bank. People are literally fighting for people that are not supposed to be here, and they're willing to give your tax dollars over to support it. So much so to where we got a guy named Torre, who was a writer, a hip-hop writer, and I'm going to get to that later on today, because when I'm talking about sellout, I'm going to address everybody. We got people named Torre who's saying that it's okay to call a black ICE agent the N-word with the hard ER on it, as long as you put house in front of it. Crazy, bro. Crazy. So I don't have anything negative to say about Jesse Jackson as far as the time that he came up. When he came up, when it was necessary, you know, the civil rights movement, as they fought for it, was necessary. It was needed. It was justified, what they were fighting for. What I see it becoming today, we need to just kill it off completely. It's a shell of what it was, or what it was meant for. You got them using birthright citizenship in order to justify illegal migrants coming over here and having children. Trump is the only person fighting to abolish birthright citizenship because we don't need it anymore. Trump is the only politician that is fighting to end birthright citizenship because it shouldn't be applicable to anybody that's not a direct descendant of slaves. It should not be used for illegal migrants coming over here and having children. They used y'all as pawns.
In 1988, he was for a time the Democratic Party's frontrunner for the presidential nomination, winning 11 primaries and caucuses before eventually losing the nomination to Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis.
I'd rather go down in the stirring fight than drowse to death at the sheltered shore.
Jackson also took on the role of freelance international negotiator, meeting with some of the world's most brutal tyrants.
Overseas, the American black activist Jesse Jackson has become an intermediary in the Middle East.
Shout out to Jesse Jackson. Again, he passed away at 84 years old. I think that for the majority of his life, he actually stood for the thing that was best for the United States of America and for the thing that was best for black people. And I think it's unfortunate that they took what he created and then now they're pushing, or what he helped to create, and now they're trying to push this alphabet community, immigrant first focus, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they trying to make it into something that it's not. And that's the thing. That's the thing that makes it bad. Again, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Rest in peace to him. I hope that his family is doing well. And it seems like they was prepared for this for a long time anyway. He was only a shell of himself, you know, that we had seen recently anyway. Super Chats Got Me Broke says, all love from NYC, AD Hope. Come from the city this summer. Come to the city this summer. Y'all got Mom Donnie out there, man. I don't know about New York. We might have to meet outside of New York. Jersey, Philly, something. I don't know, bro. TS Car Washing Detail Services. Yep, just like Ali, he was a shell of himself. Chris Cunningham says the civil rights movement is franchised as voter ID. David Brown says, heard about those racist times from dad and mom. Dad born in 1928 and mom in 1935. Anton, A-N-T-O-N, that's how you spell my name, but I feel you. If he was a Democrat, a Republican ICE agent, we as black men know what the N-word is very detrimental to those are fighting words. Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll definitely get to it. How was Jesse bad for the black community? I don't believe that you believe that. I believe that you're just talking. All right. Y'all ready to get into it? We got to get to this whole trans situation. Same with Bruce Willis. Yeah, Bruce Willis had that debilitating disease. Get him up out of there, man. Get him out of the limelight. Did you see the Clifton? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Let me write that down. Was we going to have to talk about that on After Hours also. I didn't see it, but I keep seeing everybody talk about it. So I'll add it on After Hours tonight. It's a trans shooter. Another one. Yo, listen. What I keep telling y'all is these guys that dress like women bro, these guys that dress like women
this morning, the moment nearly a dozen gunshots were fired inside a Rhode Island hockey arena. Chaos erupting just after 2:30 Monday afternoon during a high school game in Pawtucket. Investigators looking into this video showing players still on the ice. Fans first frozen in shock, then scrambling for cover. Benches clearing as teams raced across the ice away from the gunfire.
It was a bang. I thought it was a pops. I thought it was balloons at first, but it was not balloons.
The gunman killing 2 people and critically injuring 3 others.
A good Samaritan stepped in and interjected in this scene, and that's probably what led to a swift end of this tragic event.
Investigators say the shooter, identified by police as 56-year-old Robert Dorgan, who also went by Roberta, entered the arena carrying multiple weapons.
He changed his name from Robert to Roberta. We have to start profiling more effectively, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all don't like it, but I've been trying to teach y'all how to profile more effectively. He changed his name from Robert to Roberta. That should have been a sign right there. Everybody should have been on alert. Everybody should have been on alert. Listen, the minute that I see somebody start to change their name from man to woman, I get on alert. I get high alerted. I'm keeping it 100 with you. The minute that I start to see somebody change their name, I get on alert. I don't even a little bit think that, oh man, no, everything is cool. Nope, we just good. Everything is fine. Tia Marie, you like my thumbnail? At 56 years old, changed his name from Robert to Roberta. I'm telling you, that's the first sign. And every last one of these people that have been shooting up these schools have been trans. You think that that's a coincidence? I think not. I think not. They keep telling us, hold on, let's get to this guy. I want to get to this.
To target a family member. Police say a brave bystander was able to subdue the gunman and prevent even more bloodshed. The suspect died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His daughter telling WCVB he struggled with mental health issues. Officials confirm all student athletes were physically unharmed.
Let me get over here.
Reuniting and embracing after the traumatic experience inside of the Dennis M. Lynch Arena. Police say a gunman shot 5, killing 2 before turning the gun on himself.
My father was a shooter.
What happened?
He shot my family, and he's dead now.
This woman leaving the police station, speaking with reporters, saying her father was the one who opened fire inside of the hockey rink.
He has mental health issues.
Any idea why he would have done this?
He's sick. He's very sick.
Players, their families, and spectators bust from the scene to the Pawtucket Police Department to be interviewed by detectives. Parents with flowers as it was senior night for Blackstone Valley.
Everybody started jumping over the bench, and it was pretty scary.
We heard the gunshots, but we didn't know what the noise was at first. After probably 4 shots, we just saw everybody hitting the ground.
Silas Core was on the bench for Coventry High School, his mother in the stands at the time.
We barricaded the locker room with our bodies. We were all pressing up against it, and everybody was, worried about our parents and everybody.
I actually got back in there to try to find out where he was, and I saw them doing CPR in the stands, and it was really disturbing.
Many leaving here tonight just wondering why.
He was just very sick. If you have a loved one who you think is sick, trust your gut.
Now, the 3 others who are wounded here are in critical condition. Pawtucket Police, the chief telling us that they do have officers here, detectives here as well, but they have not yet interviewed any of those other victims, which also speaks to the condition that they're in right now fighting for them.
So let me find this guy really quick. See if I can get a better view for you guys of what we're dealing with here. This is them. All right. I want to make sure that we all on the same page. This is them. Y'all with me so far? Let me ask y'all a question. Why do they keep telling us "56" changed his name from Robert to Roberta? Why do they keep telling us that we need to protect them when every other week Canada, United States of America, Pawtucket, Minneapolis, Minnesota, why do they keep telling us that we need to protect them when clearly we the ones that need to be protected from them? All of the shootings is happening one way. Every time I see one of y'all pop up, it's a bunch of little kids that's shot. High school kids, elementary kids, kids that's inside of Catholic private school kids. It's all kids everywhere. Every time I look up, there are people that are getting shot from somebody who changed their name. And it don't matter if they 56 or they 20. 20, 56, 32, 27, they all doing the same thing. So the question then becomes, is it that we need to be careful about protecting them? Or should we be more careful about protecting our children from them? Just asking a question. Just asking a question. Should we be protecting our children from them and ourselves? Because they're indiscriminate. 100% indiscriminate. Look at this, bro. Look. Why are we not designating this as a mental illness? Why are we validating that it's okay for a man to dress like a woman? And then they told us for decades, for years, they told us for decades and for years that we gotta support their delusion, that we have to call them something that they're different from biologically. Who are the crazy ones? Us for listening to them? or for them for pushing it. Because we the fools. That's why I say that, listen, all culture here needs to be threw away. Why we listen to them? I'm not saying me, I'm talking about us as a culture, America. Why do we listen to them? Why do we ever listen to them and say, yeah, you know what? Yup, you are a girl. Even though you was born with nuts. Why do we do that? What made us think that that was cool, that that was okay? What do we get out of that? We got nothing out of that. But we just went along, we to go along, get along gang. We to go along, get along gang, and we just rolled with it. They threw some dresses on our men in the movies, and we said, and that was a tester. That was a tester. All right, so let's give them Miss Doubtfire. Let's throw in Big Mama's house. Fuck. Let's give him Medea. Big ass motherfucker. Like a 6'6", 6'7", walking around with a dress on, and we said, that's it. White chicks. Yes, white chicks. And y'all just went along with it and y'all thought that it was cool. But let me say, hey man, I don't agree with the fact that y'all Democrats and y'all supporting Kamala Harris. Oh my God, what is going on? This dude, oh man, he ain't for black people. Wait, but he hires black people. He married to black people. He got a black daughter, no illegitimate kids, never been to jail, never did this, never did that, whatever, so on and so forth. Blah, 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 blah. But he ain't pro-black. What? No, I'm not pro-gay. I'm not pro-trans. I'm not pro-degenerate. I'm not pro-men in dresses. I'm not pro any of this dumb junk. I'm not pro more taxes. I'm not pro more welfare. I'm not pro illegal migrant coming over to the United States of America. So when we start to break this down, what I'm trying to understand is how far apart am I from what is right? And I look at all of y'all the sellouts. You know why you the sellout? Because you keep on aligning with people that don't even go in the direction that you know you ain't supposed to go in. How you best friends with a nigga that wear a dress? You the sellout. How your leaders married to a white man? A man married to a white man, and that's your fucking leader? Nigga, you the sellout. See, I'm a stand on mine, and I ain't never switching up. You the sellout. How you love black women, but you got a whole bunch of children out of wedlock? You the sellout. How you support what's best for black people in America, but you support illegal migrants getting our tax dollars and getting birthright citizenship? No, you the sellout. How you keep going on these niggas' platforms that don't even look like you, that's lying on the people that you champion as a leader in the community, but you keep on talking about who's selling out? You the sellout. How you gonna tell me that you ain't voting and you don't believe in the voter process, but then at the same time you for black people? Who the fuck you talking to? How is the framework for your life the most degenerate shit ever? And shame on you niggas that support these people. Shame on y'all for picking the wrong side. Shame on y'all. And see, what they like to do, this is what they would like to do. And this is why, and let me tell you why. And we're going to talk about independence. I got a hell of a show lined up for y'all today. This is why I refuse. You want to know why I refuse to go independent or refuse to sign a big deal? I'm going to talk about it in the next segment. We're going to talk about Vlad. We're going to talk about Vlad next. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel. Oh, we're going to get there today. We're going to get there today. You are all sellouts. I don't trust, believe, or rock with any of you motherfuckers based off of how you move, how you vote, what your lifestyle is like. And see, the reason, let me tell y'all this, and we're going to go to the next thing. One of the reasons why I refuse to sign a major deal. And I got major sponsors. Hey, Anton, but we got to do this. Hey, but we got to get a percentage of your platform, all this. Nope. You know why? Because I need to be able to tell my own story. Because anybody, you see what's happening on LaRussell the minute that he signed a deal? We're going to get there. 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 We're going to get there today. See, I'm not the crazy one. I'm not the crazy one. This is the crazy shit. You vote Democrat, but you rock with this shit? Nigga, they killing kids. Oh, we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it today. I'm gonna break it down for you. If y'all listen, send this to your grandmother, send this to your pappy, send this to your mammy, send it to all of them. We gonna get there today. Oh yes, we gonna get there today. I got time. I had a good night's rest. I got time today. ABJ's wise, strong and smooth says 216 yesterday. I turned 32. Shout out to my 32-year-olds and my 216ers. You know what I'm saying? Monday birthdays, February birthdays. Man, shout out to you. Congratulations to you for another roll around the sun. I'm just grateful to still be here with divine purpose. God is good. Salute to the chasers. If y'all are not a part of the Bag Chasers, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I just dropped the video today. Today, I dropped it this morning. Ern, what up, Ern? Ern says, Deep State unleashing their winter soldiers. I called it out. It was trans before the story came out. Of course it was. Ern says, shooter looked like a WWF wrestler. Facts. Brian, the filmmaker, says, no way people are fighting to look at people like this. Yes, they are. TS Car Washing Detail Service says 15, 30, 37, 38, 45, 47. Free Thinker says, buddy out here looking like a damn WWF wrestler. Shout out to you. Yeah. Shout out to all about the Benjamins. All right, so let me pivot for a second. And let's go here. All right, let's go here. So let's talk about Vlad. Let's talk about Vlad, baby. Let's talk about all the good things and all the bad things that can be. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Vlad. All right. So I reported on this. He had dropped some content, and recently he says, for everyone checking in on me, I'm okay for now. All right. Goes on to say, I have a confession. This is what he wrote. He said, I have a confession. Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan. They also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory. And they bribed the judge too. Jay-Z did a verse for his grandson's new album. They paid off Megan's doctor to lie about the bullet fragments. She was never shot. The LA police are all on Jay's payroll, and it doesn't stop with LA. But you're not ready to hear that part. The Mexican guy who stabbed Tory, who do you think paid him to do that? You already know the answer to that. The three Supreme Court judges who denied Tory's appeal, all paid off by the Rock Mafia. Also, Jay paid Trump not to pardon Tory, even though it's a state case. Trump can only pardon federal cases, but knowing Trump likes to bend the rules, Jay wasn't taking any chances. I can't keep these lies secret anymore. If this was my last tweet, you know who silenced me, right? And he got 13 million views from that. And then he said, whatever, so on and so forth, right? So he drops this, and the whole internet is in a tizzy. Now, of course, Anton didn't go for the bullshit. And so what I said on my video is, what kind of dumb stuff is this? Who do this type of stuff? Y'all rocking with this? In my response video, so I read some of the comments because I wanted to see where y'all at. And some of y'all was like, no, Anton, I can't believe you still supporting Jay-Z. You believe this? Oh, man, why you don't believe Vlad? Why you don't believe that? And so I said, no, I don't believe it. No, I'm not rocking with it. And I don't know whose man's is this. But y'all cool with this type of behavior, apparently. Right? And so I'm questioning the whole thing. I'm trying to understand how do y'all actually roll with this type of thing, right? So then I watched Academic's live stream where he got Vlad on the phone, right? And this is what Vlad said on the phone with Academics.
Vlad, what's going on?
Man, look, if you look at like my previous tweets, I was talking about how ridiculous the whole news cycle was, because they were bringing back this old video from May of Kelsey's bodyguard saying that she really was the shooter, and people like, oh, look, the evidence is in. And I'm like, this is a tweet from May, and he wasn't even the bodyguard that night. He was the bodyguard who claims you overheard something during the court proceedings, whatever. And people are like, oh, that's because Jay-Z, he bought off all the jurors. I said, okay, that's an interesting idea for a tweet. So I created this whole ridiculous tweet with every conspiracy theory laid out one after the other, to the point of even saying that Jay-Z did a verse for the judge's grandson.
Yeah, that was reaching, of course.
You think that was reaching?
Well, hey, listen.
See, he think this is cute. You think that's reaching? He think this is cute. He think that this is funny. This ain't funny. I don't care if you like Jay. I don't care if you don't like Jay. And I said this on my video on the Anton Daniels channel. I don't care if you like him or if you don't like him. I don't care if you think it's cute or you think it's funny. When you start saying this, and this is why I say with great power comes great responsibility. He has a huge platform. When you start moving like this, you affect people's reputation. You affect people's well-being. And you affect, I wouldn't be surprised, in my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if Jay already got his people on this and he's going to sue the lights off of this dude. I wouldn't be surprised. You know why? Because you can't kill people's reputation based off of playing around. You can't do that. And so, see what he really doing, he left the tweet up. He left the tweet up because he don't want to seem like he's wrong. And so, in my opinion, what his defense would be is, well, I was just joking. I was just trolling. That's why I left it up. Under no circumstances, regardless of where you stand on the spectrum of whether you like them, hate them, dislike them, or love them, you cannot kill people's reputations and do shit like this, because you see how fickle people are. People are still running around even after doing his live stream with Academics and saying it is true, even though Vlad sat there and said that he trolling. Here's my question to y'all. Here's my question to y'all. Of all of the real ones that's out here, why the fuck y'all still going on this platform if y'all saying that he's a culture vulture? I think that he's capitalistic. I think that he's goofy. I think that he continues to take advantage of and prosper while other people don't necessarily benefit. And I think that there are multiple different people that are getting a check from him in order for him to continue to, because it's not even just about content. You saying that he pays Deion Sardines, but do you realize that he's paying for clout? Because if he can get Yayo on there, and if he can get Boosie on there, and if he can get these people on there, then it gives validation and permission for other people to go and do the same thing. That's why, in my opinion, I believe that Vlad is trying to rebrand himself. Every person that now interviews on Vlad, especially a Whack 100, Yayo, any of these people, he turns the camera around and he says, okay, I want you to ask me some questions now. because he's trying to become the face. It used to be a faceless channel. Now he's trying to become the face of it because he needs other people in order to continue to create content. See, there are people that don't need people to create content. And I always thought that that was a mistake of people sitting behind a camera. And actually, the Art of Dialogue does a much better job than he does. But that's neither here nor there. That's why he was pissed at the Art of Dialogue. There's other people that interview people because they think that it's a good content or it's something great that can come out of it. So periodically they may interview people, but there's other people like I do that. I'll interview somebody. Absolutely, when it makes sense. I do it when I want to, but I don't need that shit. I don't need it because I'm gonna do between 50 and 100 million views no matter what because I'm just him. But how do y'all continue to sit here and talk shit about it, but you tune into every single fucking video? And I don't blame you. You know why I don't blame you? Because you a fool. And this is how I know. Listen, if y'all can't stop this nigga from coming up with a troll and destroying and trying to destroy Jay-Z's reputation, ain't nobody scared of you niggas. If you can't stop Vlad, don't sit here and talk to me. Don't ever try to hold nobody else accountable. And I'm not saying that you should try to stop him. What I am saying is you're hypocrites. I don't believe the culture. I don't believe the community. I don't believe nobody. Miss me with your pro-black, all of this other stuff, when at the same time you sitting here consuming it, talking about it, taking it in, supporting all of these rappers, supporting the most degenerate people on the internet. Miss me with the bullshit. Miss me with the bullshit. This dude just literally said one of the most, I don't think I've seen any big public figure throw themselves out here and feel this diabolical. Honestly, you know what I think about when I see this? I'm thinking to myself like, oh, he not scared. He ain't worried at all. He not even thinking about being worried. He not even concerned. Not even a little bit. He put it up there, left it up, called academics, talked about it, said, oh man, I just took everything and I put it all together and I just put it out there. Oh man, look at me. This is cute. This is cute. He don't give a fuck. You know why? Because he know that you still gonna do exactly what you was gonna do before he did it. And he's right. And he's 100% right. He's 100% right. And that he believes, and I'm going just based off of his actions. He know you ain't gonna do shit. What you gonna do? Not watch? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You gonna watch? You gonna watch. You definitely gonna watch. I think that he might be the only interview that I told my people, nope, I'm not going. Not interested. He might be the only content creator that invited me on the platform that I definitively said no. Some of them I said, it's not the right time. Oh man, you know, this and that, so on and so forth. It's not convenient. I'm not doing whatever. I'm not doing interviews right now, whatever. Or they may have gotten sick or whatever. He's the only content creator that has offered me an interview. And I said, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. Fuck warring with each other. I ain't never sent nobody to jail. I ain't never got nobody pinched up. Ain't nobody ever had to hit me up and say, hey man, can you not release that? They could hit me up and I'll be like, before they leave the room, I ask them, hey man, you sure you want to drop this? Hey, you sure you don't want to take that part out? Hey, come and check this out, whatever, so on and so forth. We ain't worried about it. Listen. This ain't a white thing. This ain't a black thing. This ain't a Jewish thing. This ain't an African thing. This is a integrity thing. How are y'all sitting here being hypocrites and got so much negativity to say about him, but at the same time, you the biggest consumers. You the biggest consumers. He shit on y'all every single time he get a chance to. What did he say about Marlon Wayans? I don't even mess with Marlon Wayans. He told Marlon Wayans, you ain't worth it. I'm going to give it to Tekashi 6ix9ine. And guess what? He was right. Because you know what y'all did? Oh, shit. Oh, God, the Tekashi interview. And he was right. 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 He was right 10 times over. And not only did he pay Tekashi 50 bands, but he went back and he gave him another bag. And it's y'all. It's y'all. It's you. It's you. And guess what? Latest rapper come up. Hey, man, I want to be on there. Hey, hit up my team. Hey, can you get me on Vlad? See, look, 6ix9ine's house was wild, though. It's no helping people, man. It's no helping people. It's no standards. There are no rules. There are no standards. We in the wild, wild west all over again. And the same rules that was applicable, man law, you don't do this, you don't do that, you got to stand over whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's all for the taking. It's all for the taking. Ain't no rules. The only rules is the ones that your lawyers can enforce. Those are the rules now. Ain't no more rules. The only rules is if you got money or you don't, and do you have the resources to enforce what it is that you don't like. Those are the rules. Ain't no culture. Ain't no standards. Ain't no black. Ain't no white. Ain't no right. Ain't no wrong. Ain't none of that. There are no rules. And they cater to the lowest common denominator and the most degenerate of us. So what y'all are going to have to do individually is that you are going to have to separate yourself from the people that are in the middle of the hallway hitting their heads with a helmet on their head because they made it all No Child Left Behind and they put us all in the same graduating class in the same classroom together. You in there and you taking AP classes and you graduating and you all walking around with the same dudes that can't even read past the second grade. The Neanderthals is in the same boat as the AP students. And we not separating ourselves. That's the problem. We're not separating ourselves. The base heads is in the same room as the dealers. And we won't separate ourselves. This is a war that we in, and you don't even realize it. We at war. We're at war. This is a war based off of principalities. This is a war. You keep mixing in with demons and devils and thinking that your life is supposed to be prosperous when they selling you the most degenerate shit that you can consume. They filling you up and they're profiting off of selling you to yourself in the most degenerate form, and they're allowing for y'all to kill each other, and they record it and they profit from it. They allow for you to tell on yourself, and they record it and they profit from it. You might disagree with me, but I'm not wrong. You may disagree with a lot of what I say, but I'm not wrong. And one of the reasons, and this is what I was going to tell y'all, one of the reasons why I was determined to remain independent and the reason why I can't take the big deal is because I know that if I do, then they control what I can and can't say. And I can't have that. If I take the money, right? Some of y'all are familiar with what I said that I wanted. If I take the money, I'm just like every fucking body else, bro. Because then they can control what I can and can't say. And it's not about how much money you can make sometimes. Sometimes you just got to get rich enough to be okay, to not lose your soul, to not lose your integrity, to not miss out on the thing. Because regardless of whether you agree or disagree, I believe it in my heart, and I'm not saying it because they told me to say it. That's the difference. That's the difference between them and you. Is, are you okay with making this, or do you need to sell out to be here? That's the difference. Do you really believe in what you're really saying, or are you saying that shit because it's going to make you a bag? Because you can make money, but you don't have to sell out. But it's going to be a gap. It's going to be a gap. And let me tell you what the devil knows. Let me tell you what the devil knows. He knows where your gap is. There's a gap between success and sellout. And let me tell you what it is. Every number is different, but it's massive. It's a big number. It's always going to be a big number. And the devil is listening, and he knows what the desires of your heart is. And so while you're not praying for character on your way up, while you get there, the higher you get and the more successful you become, let me tell you two things that's going to happen to you. All right? And I know it because I'm living it in real time. The first thing that's going to happen is either they're going to try to kill your reputation or they're going to offer you a deal. You're not listening to me because you ain't never been in this space. Two things is going to happen. They're going to give you an alternative. They're going to say either we're going to try to go after you or we're going to offer you a deal, right? The deal keeps you safe because it keeps you connected with all of the go along and get along, and you can get coached through it, and you can and can't say certain things. You can and can't go after certain people. You can and can't tell certain truths. But what it allows for people to do is it allows for you to profit while keeping everybody else ignorant, right? So you're basically getting paid to destroy your own communities, and you can look popular and you can look cool, but everybody else suffers along with it, right? Or you can get to the top of the mountain and you can live long enough to become the villain, right? And the villain often is the person that they then all go after because it's a jealousy thing that we have within the culture. We have a jealousy. Somebody can never do nothing to you, and then they'll go off the rumors. They'll go off the rumors, and none of it have to be true. It don't matter if it's right or wrong. None of it have to be true. But if it sounds good enough, then that's good enough for them. But when you remove your ability to be able to speak by selling out and giving them a piece of your platform, they control what you can and can't say. And that's the thing that I'm not gonna have happen. Because I realize that there's nothing that they can buy that I can't already buy. If I make $3, $4, $5 million a year, so they gave you 30 and they own you, and nobody has a piece of me. Nobody has a piece of me. Nobody can tell me what to say and what I can't say. Nobody. And that's the difference. Because 99.9% of every single person is going to sell out once they hit a certain threshold. That's the thing that you got to figure out. What is it that I'm not willing to do for the next level? I don't give a fuck. I don't care about any more money. You see what I'm saying? I don't care no more. I realized once I hit a certain level that it's just a piece of paper. And ain't no way in hell you're going to get me to change my perspective or my view or start telling people something that's bad for them because I want to be a part of the culture. When my whole life I've been standing out instead of trying to fit in. My whole life I've been standing out instead of trying to fit in. I never gave a fuck about what these niggas thought. It's the same thing in high school. I didn't give a fuck about what motherfuckers thought. I was like, you know what? I'm the freshest nigga in here. And I still was him. My whole life has been, listen, you not meant to be a part of these niggas and follow along with them. You do what the fuck you gonna do. We're not meant to be in there. Do you know what being sanctified means? Set aside without spot, wrinkle, or blemish. You need to be able to give an account when it's all said and done to where he says, well done, my good and faithful servant. But you trying to be like everybody else. You a grown man. You got your own mind. You can do what you want to do. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for you and your family. Stop trying to be like everybody else. And yes, I was one of the freshest niggas in school because I had my older brother's clothes. Nigga, we had Gucci loafers in 98, 99, and the 2000. Yes, we did. Gucci loafers, Hush Puppies, Kenneth Cole, Polo, Ralph Lauren. We was dressed down to the nines. Nigga, I barely even wore jeans in high school. I was fresh as fuck. What you talking about, nigga? My brothers kept me fresh. Hello. I'm okay. How you doing? It would probably have to be sometime next week because I got a lot of business I got to take care of this week.
Okay. Well, you want to just give me a buzz back then for next week, or you want to try to see what we have for next week?
Is this your number?
Yes, it is.
I can give you a call back and then we can meet next week.
Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to that then, Anton.
Okay. It was nice meeting you.
Okay. Nice to meet you too. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's the bank. Bank wants you to start becoming a special client. They want to give you money now. Oh my God. Why haven't you opened up a line of credit with us? Oh, I don't need no banks. But I heard you build houses. Yeah, I build houses. I don't, but I do it all cash. I don't do any financing. You know what? But I think that we can help you. Can I take your number and give you a call? I want you to be a part of our private client, and we want to give you some money, and we've been monitoring you based off of how much money you got coming in and out, and we think that you would be a great for our wealth management program. Let me read some of these super chats. His car wash and detail service says, yeah, Act cooked them. Act laugh because he friends with Vlad. That's true. LeBrack says, I'm chilling, Trill. LeBrock says, facts AD, thank you. Also, can you speak on this Michael Jordan thing that people are going crazy over? You talking about his team winning in NASCAR? I can add it to the list for tomorrow. Let me see. Let me throw it on there. I got you. DJ Kane says these rappers get on Vlad TV and sell out when they should join the Bag Chasers and get some money with Anton. Facts. If y'all not a part of Bag Chasers, make sure that y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as MJ digging in with the kids. MJ touching a little boy in the all right. So I dig into that. I get into it tomorrow. Thoughts on MJ winning the Daytona 500? I think it's interesting. This is why Joe Budden and Marlon don't rock with Vlad. Shout out to TS Car Wash and Detail Service. JP says, please cover the Bronx Mall incident with 500 kids. I ain't even familiar. Let me see. Bronx Mall. I'll research it tonight. B. Shelling says, meanwhile, LaRussell is trying to fight the internet at the moment after taking the deal. I'm about to talk about that in a little bit. Trackaholic says, the liberal agenda is to emasculate the men in this country so that they can take over with no real men to fight back their wicked takeover. Me University says Satan is envious, and he shares that trait. Trackaholic says we are in this world, but not of it. We are the new creatures in Christ. We got to act like it and be set apart. I agree. All right. You would like to get coaching whenever? Yep, I'm working. I'm honest to God, I'm genuinely working. I've been working for like 3 days straight, locked in. Ain't been going out, ain't been hanging out, ain't been doing none of that. All right. All right, y'all. Let me get into this part because I want to share something with y'all really quickly. There's this former hip hop writer named Torre. And Torre has made a name for himself on TikTok, specifically TikTok, telling old stories about how he embarrassed Kanye in front of Jay-Z and, giving his thoughts politically and things like that or whatever. And I think that I've even reviewed one of his videos before when he had somebody on it. I think he had like a girl on there or something like that. But anyway, he's taken off on TikTok and he's made a name for himself. Now, let me just play the video and then we'll go from there. Make sure you guys set a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
99.9% of the time, it is wrong for a white person to call a black person the N-word, but we may have found the exception. In Minneapolis recently, a white anti-ICE protester was in a group of anti-ICE protesters yelling at a black ICE Gestapo agent. An unidentified white male called the black ICE agent a house N-word who's working for the KKK. That's right, we have a white man calling a black man the N-word. But this is a little bit different. White on black usage of the N-word is a very serious issue. But this is a curveball example. Is it wrong for a white person to call a black ICE officer a house N-word? Let's explore. The white man who used the N-word in this situation was being historically precise. This black ICE agent, he is being a house N-word to the utmost degree. A black man in ICE is a modern house slave. He's a barely paid mule for white supremacy. The KKK were domestic terrorists. ICE is domestic terrorism. I think this is a valid usage of the N-word. He's not attacking his blackness per se. He's attacking his bootlicking choice to be in ICE while being a black man. Being black in ICE makes you a house N-word. So to call you that, it's almost like a professor pointing out, oh look, there's a modern house N-word. I think this usage is valid and acceptable. If it had just been the N-word, that would be problematic. But when he adds the house N-word, he's being historically realistic. So yes, it is okay to call black ICE agents house N-words.
I went through his account because there's multiple different videos of him saying this, and I tried to splice in 3 different videos for conversation. Onaka, this is America. And I was trying to figure out, was he trolling like Vlad or is he serious? And he's serious as a heart attack, and he defended it. Let me set the precedent real quick because, again, I think that liberal white people are one of the worst things that ever happened to this country. Liberal whites, especially middle-aged liberal white women. Try it and find out. Try it and find out. Fuck around and find out. Start calling people out of their name that got a different political position or affiliation than you and try to find out. Find your nearest different of opinion black person and play that game. And then come back and say that he told you. And for the black people that are conservative or who may have a job that somebody disagrees with, get these motherfuckers fired. Listen, don't play the same game as them. Don't play the same game as them. If you want to hurt somebody, you can't play the same game as them. Be thinkers. Don't get out of pocket. Don't lose your cool. Don't do none of that stuff. He's literally saying that it's okay. First of all, how historically wrong is he? I'm trying to understand what side of the fence are y'all on. Do y'all agree with people coming into this country? Let's get to the foundation of this. Do you believe that people that are in this country, because I don't know any black Americans or white Americans or Asian Americans or people that are over into this country legally that has a problem outside of white liberal apologists with the Trump administration doing the exact same thing. Hillary Clinton just admitted it. She said her husband and Barack Obama did the same thing that Trump did. They just don't like how they're doing it. They don't like the optics of it. Well, because y'all didn't do it in the social media era. And so Hillary Clinton sat on stage and admitted that they did the same thing during her in the 90s, in the 2000s, the whole thing. And all of a sudden, Trump is implementing, as a matter of fact, Trump has only done a fraction of what Bill Clinton and what Barack Obama did. And then all of a sudden, ICE is bad. So now, not only is ICE bad, but if you are a black ICE agent, it's okay for a white person, or anybody for that in the matter, to use the hard ER when they address you.
They are. My video about why it's acceptable for white protesters to call black ICE agents the N-word has become a thing. Let's have a look at the actual moment.
Fucking house nigga, isn't there? Sir, I need to move. Fucking house nigga working for the fucking KKK.
Most of the comments on Instagram are against me. I'm getting cooked over there. But on TikTok, most people are with me. But a lot of people aren't. Bro faced the moment he realized what he said. I think it's also important to note that it was the first thing that elicited a reaction from the agent, and you could see that it hurt. The officer is seeking white approval, so he needed to hear the white disapproval for it to sink in. The light in his eyes changing when he realized what he was being called, it hit home. That man needed to hear it from a white. You know his family been trying to tell him. The great visual artist Rashid Johnson, nope. Yes, it's fine. The black ICE officers have been kicked out the community. We don't want them back. Saw a post elsewhere saying the ancestors got so angry, they just went and possessed the nearest vessel regardless of skin color.
So now it's okay, depending on what the issue is. This is why I say that it's okay when it's convenient. The thing about Democrats, the thing about liberals, the thing about fake black people is they will always okay it when it's different from what their opinion is. Every single time. They always gonna be cool with it. They always gonna okay it. They always gonna start to validate it, and it's just gonna make sense. You know what? We as a black people, hey man, we don't believe in telling people to suck dick. But we gonna follow a gay black man that's married to a white man and let him be the leader of the community when it comes to our issues socially. You know what? Hey, man, I don't believe that. Y'all kissing up to the white man. But it's okay to call a black man the N-word if they an ICE agent, though. You know what? It ain't no more masculine men in the community, so on and so forth. All of these men is sassy. But I do have a gay best friend. That's what the women say. Hey, man, we need somebody that look like us, that's a representation inside a political office, in the mayor's office, in the superintendent's office, in the school of choice office, unless it's a black Republican. And it's okay for them to rob us. It's okay for them to rob us as long as they look like us. Give them grace.
$4,426. I saw someone call it constructive racism. This is the most nuanced take. I'm all for right message, wrong messenger, but I'm white, so I don't feel like I'm allowed to agree like that. There's a lot of white people who were like, oh, I don't get to weigh in on this, do I? I don't care if it's Sam Jackson's character in Django come to life. We didn't ever give these motherfuckers permission to be disrespectful. There are a million other things they could say, but never ever are they to use that word in any circumstance ever. Couldn't agree more. I'll allow it. I'm conflicted. I kind of want to buy him a drink. Maybe he was white passing. Okay. I normally agree with this labeling, but I have a family member who's black, who's worked for ICE for 20 years, way before it became what it is today. What should he do during retirement in his late 40s? Quit his job? Stop providing for his family? Throw away his income and pension? Yes, he should absolutely quit and go get another job. He's just trying to feed his family by destroying other families and terrorizing.
Hey, listen, y'all. Listen. Y'all better not listen to these people. Y'all better not listen to these people. If you out here and you about to quit your job and you doing it because they told you to, and you about to mess up your pension and all of that stuff because they on and they on the wrong side of history, if you do that, you are the biggest fool I've ever seen in my entire life. If you quit your job because the community that don't give a fuck about you is telling you to do that, just go ahead and become a trans person. Real talk. Just become a trans person. Because you ain't got no balls, you can't stand for yourself, you don't do nothing that's best for your community. Don't you quit your job, you dummy. Don't you stop providing for your family, for people that don't care nothing about you. They will have you homeless, living in your car, trying to be a part of the community.
People, you think that's okay because he has to feed his family? All money ain't good money. And make sure to use ER. We can call it the 2026 ICE waiver. Nah, bruh. I concur he gets a pass for correct usage. You can never give white people a pass. They inevitably go too far, no matter what. I'd have just played it safe and called him Uncle Ruckus. Nope, it's wrong 100% of the time. You're not wrong, but I'm also certain 99% of Americans will not understand this nuance. It's best for them to stay in their lane on this one. But intellectually speaking, this is a sound argument. Wrong, call him an Uncle Tom or what have you, but never the N. Not valid. It's a slippery slope. You all allow it once, they will just use it all the time. You know that's not good logic. They can't never say that word. I don't care what's going on, who they talking to. Don't let that word come out your mouth. The black delegation has been deliberating this issue for a few days, and I think we have a consensus. He gets a pass.
Listen, look at the chick. Let's look at who we listening to. A chick dat D-A-T hustles. Let's look this person up, just for the sake of conversation. That's telling us about the black delegation. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can find it. I can't find it. Maybe I spelled it wrong. I don't know.
On behalf of the white delegation that believes we should never say that word and believes we should work to end racism, we request a one-time pass and send apologies on behalf of all of us. We humbly ask the black delegation for forgiveness and await your response.
Shout out to the white people, the white apologists. Let me put this to rest. No, never, under no circumstances is wrong. Don't do it. Don't think this cool. Don't think you get a pass for it. It's not flying. We don't validate it. And Torre don't speak for all black people at all. At all. So, you know, I don't know what this world is coming to, but at some point we got to stand tall on this. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Let me read some of these. It's going to be a good show tonight. After hours tonight is going to be lit. It's going to be a great show tonight. Daniel says, so good to see you this morning, AD. This is like Faison taking shots at 50 and getting mad when 50 shoot back. Childish, AD. It's after hours on room 9. Yes, after hours is on room 9. We popping off tonight. Jeremiah Malone says, I would like to get on a coaching call with you about real estate. All right. Or you can join the Patreon and we talking about it on there too. I'm that dude says MJ was getting ice out of the kid's shirt. Oh, okay. So they trying to make it something about nothing. That's why I'm going to do my own research before I comment on it. DJ Kane says fall off. The bone glasses drop was needed. Philip Sadiq said they asking for trouble. Facts. Agreed, Philip. Thank you, Philip, for holding me down. Q Executive Suite Emily says Torre is a clown. Keep in mind that he coined the phrase white privilege when Ferguson was a hot topic. He's a tool bought and paid for. I agree. Cozell says, I watched Miss Doubtfire 2 weeks ago. So many subliminal messages in there telling women to leave their husband and to bring Transformers is okay. Deep, that was 1992. Look at today. JW Sanchez says he sounds like Steven from Django. The most ignorant and stupid thing I've heard, and we wonder why our culture is trash. Our culture is so double-minded and a double-minded person is unstable in all of their ways. Torre is trash. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says thoughts on Ron Harper talking about Bron. I thought it was an unneeded shot. Aaliyah, what up, Aaliyah? Says, hi, and I hope you're having a good day. This biracial isn't qualified to hand out passes to the other side of his family. He want to be black so bad. Facts. Facts. Aaliyah, are you going to be on the show on Wednesday? Big M Dub says, Dr. Umar says the school is finished. What up, Crimson? What up, baby girl? I hear you, baby. Mr. Joe says, when I see ICE agents, I see brave patriots that are helping to save this country. God bless them. Facts. ABJ Wise and Strong says, goes to show you it was never about race. It was always about ideology. Look at how they're making excuses because they agree. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, this is crazy work. Facts. Crimson! Greetings and salutations, Lauren Anton. You are absolutely 100. These are the same delusional liberals that wouldn't even spit on you if you was on fire. Agreed. Agreed. What up, A. Wyatt? Let me read this Cash App also. A. Wyatt with the 10 ball. I appreciate you, A. Wyatt. Says for the offering plate, Deacon Daniels. Oh, we preaching today. We preaching today. I might need to take an extra day off once a month or something and push it over to Saturday or something like that. I don't even know if we need to do a Saturday show because we cooking up how we cooking up here. We'll play it by ear and see what's happening. Y'all love us back? Welcome back. I'm back. What's up, pretty girl? What up, Eno Ziegler? Says keep up the good work, Anton. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? All right, y'all. I want to dig in. I'm gonna switch over to the white side for a second. And what I want to talk about Doug DeMuro. All right. Let me tell you why I want to talk about Doug, because I look at different stuff when I'm not on the internet. I look at different stuff all the time, right? And I was looking at a video from the Coffee Hour. I was looking at this video from the Coffee Hour with Doug DeMuro, and Doug DeMuro has, hold on, let me get this up here. Doug actually has this channel, and it's a really, really popular channel, right? And let me pull up Doug's channel. He does car reviews. And I was looking at it, and let me show you what I was looking at when I seen it. So I'm looking at this channel, and I'm like, I don't know if I ever remember seeing just a car as the logo. But Doug has 5 million subscribers, a really big platform. He just released a video talking about the DeMuro as a $450,000 supercar, all of that stuff, right? And so I was like, interesting. So then I watched another podcast where they bring in and they have money talks, and it's called the Iced Coffee Hour. And I was looking at one of the clips that the Iced Coffee Hour has, and they were talking about this thing, right? And so let me share with you. I'm gonna read that super chat shortly, or that cash.
How's Cars and Bits doing?
And this is what they was talking about, all right? Because Doug had always, I was following his journey, and he was saying that he wanted to start a site called Cars and Bids. And, you know, they was going to promote it, and it was going to be big. And as he blew up on YouTube, his Cars and Bids site also blew up too.
Good. Strong. My best year ever last year. We're doing really well. We hired a new CEO about a year ago who's done a great job really optimizing the business for success. And we're running the most auctions we've ever run. We're selling the most cars we've ever sold. And things are good.
How does the CEO run the business different from you?
Oh, let me be clear. I didn't run the business, nor am I qualified to. Okay. I make YouTube videos as a profession. Like I shouldn't be running a business. Okay. But he's a CEO. Like it's interesting. I've now that I'm in this world, like it's interesting to see kind of people who operate at a high business level operate. You know, like they know what to do. They have like an instinct. Like I have an instinct about cars and about driving. Like they have an instinct about like, here's what to, you know, here we should do this instead. Things I hadn't thought about, how to optimize or strategize and make things processes improve and streamline it easier for our employees, easier for our users, etc. It's kind of interesting.
What's been the most surprising?
I don't think any individual thing has necessarily been tremendously surprising, other than the overall, like we thought we were running the business pretty well before. And then we hired a guy who knew what he was doing, and it was like, oh, that surprised me. Like I didn't know that such a thing was out there, you know. It's interesting to work with like world-class people. It really is. That shocks me.
How many employees do you have?
35, something like that.
Wow. And how many work on Cars and Bids?
Well, Cars and Bids on my YouTube channel are now under the same umbrella.
Okay.
They're the same thing. So all of us work on collaboratively and all of it.
How is your income broken down then between Cars and Bids and YouTube and like everything else you have?
I'm a W-2 man. I earn a salary. So I sold, the majority of the business, combined the YouTube channel and Cars and Bids into one business. Well, sold them separately, but now we're combined into one business. That was I sold the majority to this private equity firm, the Turning Group, and now I just am a salaried employee.
How long do you have to work on the YouTube channel in that contract?
Well, I mean, I get a good salary and I love the work. So like,
let me tell you something, bro. Everybody's selling out. Everybody is selling out. White people, black people, they all selling the private equity. Y'all keep asking these questions, and it doesn't matter whether we talking about real estate, whether we talking about your catalogs, content creation, music, movies, everything, bro. Everybody is selling out. Everybody, and they selling out for different reasons. They gonna validate it for different reasons. But private equity can't be private equity without participation from the other people that create and built the platforms. They come in and they swoop in and then they sell out. They buy you out and they say, but we want you to continue to run it. We're going to give you a salary and then we'll keep you as a percentage in it, but you don't have the control to determine what happens on the platform. Then you basically have to sign a contract to say, okay, I'm going to make this many videos. I'm going to do this much stuff or whatever, so on and so forth. And that's basically what's happening. People are taking the money and they running. And I can't say whether you should or shouldn't. Each person has their own individual journey, but I disagree with it. And I think that this is no different than what happened with Walmart and Amazon to brick and mortar stores, bro. This is no different. People allowed for Amazon and Walmart to come into their communities, to come into their culture, and now you don't have no more mom and pop stores. You ain't got no clothing stores. You ain't got the meat shop. You ain't got the butcher shop. You don't have nothing in your communities no more because everybody work at. Then you gonna sit there and complain about whether or not they paying you a livable wage. What happened to passing something down to your kids, man? What happened to retaining 100% ownership? And it's not about how much money you can get out of it. Of course, private equity wants to, because private equity don't build nothing. Private equity just swallows up businesses. That's all they do is they swallow up businesses. They try to do a value add offer to whoever it is that's invested within the fund. And in a lot of instances, they may even get rid of it if they're done with you. Somebody said it's not the same, AD. Oh, I disagree. Oh, I disagree 100%. Let me guess why it's not the same. Because Doug is white or Jewish or whatever it is. Bro. Everything eventually is going to be taken over because everybody, almost everybody got a number. Somebody said, nah, it's a car channel that aren't his cars. It doesn't matter. The content was his content. His content was his content. And let me tell you, everybody gonna say, well, I did it so I can spend more time with the kids, or I got a family now, or whatever. And sometimes people do get tired or they get burnt out, but you figure out how to get yourself back into the game and you get back to hustling.
I'm gonna keep doing. Like, what the hell else?
Somebody said they're running out of cash and time. It takes money to hold on to the original idea. Bullshit. Bullshit. You know how I know that's BS? Is because if that was the business case, then private equity wouldn't be nipping at people's heels to try to buy it. Bro, I get so many offers, so many emails, so many people reaching out to me. I had a guy reach out to me. I said, how you get my number, bro? Honest to God, I said, how you get my number, man? Well, can I just at least send you something? You know, my firm, that they really like, they want it. I said, how you get my number? Oh, I just did some digging around and eventually I found you. They want us all to sell out. Bro, they wanted me to sell my shit 2 years ago. Now they offering a bigger number and they want me to sell my stuff now. Now they rebranding the whole thing and they saying, well, listen, you don't have to sell it to us. We want to buy a stake in it, a controlling stake. No, this is my baby. I grind for this. I hustled for this. I built this from scratch. This is mine. It's mine. It's my daughter's. If I never make another dime for it, then it's mine. And call me emotional. Maybe I'm just being emotional. Maybe I'm being emotional about it and I need to remove my emotions in order to make a smarter business decision. But I don't see the point because sometimes the message and emotion and what you're doing is bigger than just what it is, what it means for money. Sometimes it may be bigger than money. When you got a voice and you can speak to thousands of people every day when you want to, in order to combat the different trash that we see every day that's being pushed in the culture, that's important. That means something. When you can have an impact on the election inside of your city or your state, that means something. How much money do you need?
That's what I do. Look at me. Like,
but
this is the only job I've ever had.
Is it a part of the contract to?
Yeah, no,
that you have
I mean,
to...
you know, there was sort of like an earn out period basically where I got, you know, if I worked for a certain number of years that I got there was a carrot that I could grab if I wanted it. And I did that, but like, I'm not stopping. Like, I truly don't know what else to do. You know what I mean? Like
you would be doing it regardless.
I would do it anyway.
I saw the video you posted recently of would you retire?
Right. If I wasn't doing this, I think I would do it. Right. Like if I wasn't doing it for Cars and Bids, I restart my own channel and just like do it on a smaller scale again.
Is it more enjoyable to be a W-2 than it is to be a business owner?
I think it really depends on who you are. It depends on who you are, how much money you got, and where in your career and in your family life you are. For me, it has been better. It has been nice to take a step back. It has been nice to hand the reins to someone who knows what he's doing, who has optimized the business in a way that I never could have. That's been great. It's a little weird to like, I'm a salary guy like that, you know, my whole life I've been self-employed.
It must be nice though, knowing how much you're earning.
Yeah, that helps. The variability of YouTube was punishing. However, I also remember months that were crazy and you'd celebrate. I mean, I remember some months where it was really cool. You know, it was like, I can't believe this happened.
Do you get...
I can never go back to being a W-2 guy solely by itself. If that's just some extra residual income and that fits in with what I already got going on, then cool. Bro, I'm never going back. I can't. I'm not built like that, bro. I'm just not. And listen, maybe some people age out. Some people burn out. Some people age out. I've seen people that somebody in the chat said they just sold their business that they ran for 20 years in January. Different people do it for different reasons. I think that different platforms though, because I've seen plumbers sell their business. I've seen electricians sell their business. I think that it's a different thing when you're talking about content creation and having a voice in media, bro. I just think that's different. I just think it's different. To authentically give insight and to give your authentic thoughts to people in an age and a time where people are trying to take over social media and all of the biggest YouTubers are selling out and most of them don't even own their own channel and they don't even own their own content no more. A lot of YouTubers don't own their own stuff and you just don't know about it. A part of their content or a part of their contract is that they can't say that they don't own it because that would actually devalue the channel itself. It's a lot of people that don't own themselves. A lot. I've talked to people that have done it and they regret it every day and they wish they can have back creative control of their stuff. It's people that don't even own their own YouTube channels, bro. They don't even own their own YouTube channels. Real talk. It's crazy. Crazy. Last year on the Anton Daniels channel by itself, I got multiple different 1040s. On the Anton Daniels channel by itself, last year, I made $1.8 million. That has nothing to do with any other entity, no sponsorships, not the Millionaire Morning Show, not After Hours, not Darth Anton, not Patreon, nothing. On the Anton Daniels channel alone, I made $1.8 million last year. How much money do you need? I'm literally looking at the tax document right here. I'm looking at it right now. How much money do you need? How much money do you need? At what point do you say, you know what? That's enough. Oh, no, I do way more than that. That's just one platform. How much money do you need? At what point do you say, you know what? I'm good with this. This is just Anton Daniels' channel on YouTube by itself. That's it. That's just the Anton Daniels channel on YouTube by itself. 1 year. How much money do you need? I'm going to talk about it in depth. I'm going to talk about it when we go over the content creation mastermind on YouTube. And that's why I keep telling y'all to join the Patreon. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. I show all of my receipts, all of that stuff. So I'm going to go over it. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show y'all, you know, all of that type of stuff or whatever, right? But the point is, and make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. The point is how much money do you need, or do you need more than that in order to be comfortable and sell out?
Less joy though when you see a video hit like 3 million views or like a 1 out of 10 because it's you don't it's like the same either way.
Totally. Although I actually think my audience benefits from that because you know, you guys and everybody else who's on YouTube in that world, like kind of games that you put the best videos up at the end of the quarter, end of the year, like make the most money. How can I optimize this? I got no problem shooting a video with a car that I'm interested in and that this sliver of my audience is interested in, even if I know it's not going to kill. and I love that. You know, that freedom is cool.
But see, the most viewed video on your channel is that $150,000 pickup truck.
I'll never forget that. Yeah, right.
More than the Bugattis and the Ferraris.
But on balance, those types of videos have done better. Like if you really look at
yeah, everybody is selling out, bro. Everybody is selling out. It is what it is. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. We got a live stream on content creation, and then after that, we got Stock Club. So if y'all not a part of the Bag Chasers, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let me read some more super chats, and then we're going to go from there. Mr. Too Fresh says, hey, D, can you please pull up the CNN polling saying Democrats are too liberal and far left? I'll do that tomorrow. Let me do it tomorrow. CNN polls. Y'all want me to talk about Clifton Powell. Y'all want me to talk about a bunch of stuff. I got you, Mr. Too Fresh. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We cooking all week. Lil Brando says, bro has a career GT before selling out. What more do you need? Super Chat got me. Chat's got me broke. Says they running out of cash. Anton, it takes balls to hold on to the original idea. 876 Vlog says everything top car YouTuber channel sold out. E.g. Hooligan, Donut Media. All of them sold out? Yeah, I heard about the AOC word salad too. We can only cover so much in a day. So y'all gotta be patient. We cooking all week. I don't go live just once a week. I go live multiple times a week. All right. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, Carrie gonna be there tonight? Craig says, some people open a business and get tired of running it after a long time. And when a number is high enough, they sell, become an employee without the headache of running the business. Like Doug just did. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, do you pay a staging company for your houses? No, I don't. The ATL Flipper says a couple years ago, a company reached out wanting to buy my YouTube channel for $50,000. And I said, I can still enjoy making content, but as an employee, the disrespect is real. Bro, they couldn't offer me $50,000 a month. You can offer me $50,000 for a sponsorship. That's about it, though. I don't even know what I would sell my YouTube channel for. What up, Quasar? Says Time Dog. What up, though? I don't know what I would sell my YouTube channels for. An episode where y'all pick the topics on Millionaire Morning Show. Y'all want to do an episode again? I did that before. Y'all like that? I think I did that before. Y'all enjoyed that. We making great time today. We making great time today. All right, let me see what else is happening. John Teal says, for exposing these clowns and not selling out. I got y'all. I got y'all. I got y'all. All right. Yeah, y'all did 250 million. Y'all unrealistic. Y'all being unrealistic. 250 million. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. LaRussell. I want to talk about LaRussell. LaRussell. Everybody got smoke for LaRussell. Everybody got smoke for LaRussell. I'm going to play this really quickly. Because I think we had played it on After Hours, but we're going to get back to it.
You know, your affinity for me is going, you're probably going to remember me for this. And a lot of people don't, you know, as I mature, a lot of my old favorite artists, I'm now like, damn. Yeah. Like, I love you because I learned how to rap to you. But when you look at the contribution, it's like, man. But he was also a kid.
Yeah,
Wayne was a kid.
Yeah. He was like 50.
Bush. And that do bother me. Man, Tie My Hands.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Tie My Hands is the only one I can think of.
And that's the thing. It's like, if I hug you once, but I slap the shit out you 1,000 times, want to be Bloods because they following Wayne and want to be gangster and want to.
I
I
had
was
to
so
ask
confused.
him. I
But
said,
let
was it
it-
old Wayne or new Wayne? He like all of Wayne.
Hilarious.
Fuck Wayne.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Hilarious.
things he said.
He said a lot. We won't
He
repeat
said a
them
lot.
all.
We won't
Yeah,
repeat
Who
it.
was it?
Our
Our ex-nephew.
I don't even
He
know.
has his own truth.
Yeah.
I gotta
He
respect
was.
it.
He had a
Yeah.
conviction.
Yeah.
He had a
You know,
conviction, so I was like,
I had a moment in my journey where I had grew a disdain for Wayne.
He said, I had a moment in my journey where I grew a disdain for Wayne. Let's continue.
Just because I start listening to everything, like I start maturing as a human, and I'm like, damn, this nigga wasn't talking about nothing for a long time. And
I
like,
think that's what his argument was.
you know, like as someone who like grew up in these communities,
right,
and grew up with homies who I seen want to be bloods because they following Wayne and want to be gangster and want to shoot all the gun bar and shit.
Right.
Like I've seen the negative that he contributed to the community, and I had to look like, man, what are the songs where he really talked about something and gave? And out of 1,000-song catalog, you know, it's minute on this end.
It's like Georgia Bush.
And that do bother me. Tie My Hands.
That's
one
what
of the
I was
greatest
gonna say.
records
Tie My Hands
right?
is the only one
And
I
that,
can think of.
and that's the thing. It's like if I hug you once, but I slap the shit out you 1,000 times, you know, your affinity for me is going. You're probably gonna remember me for this. And a lot of people don't. You know, as I mature, a lot of my old favorite artists, I'm now like, damn.
Yeah.
Like I love you because I learned how to rap to you, but when you look at the contribution, it's like, man. But he was also a kid.
Yeah,
Wayne
this
was
is
a
true.
kid.
Yeah.
He was like 14, 15 when he came
Man,
out.
a kid.
Wayne was 8.
Yeah.
When he started rapping.
Yeah, I interviewed him a couple times.
So what is he saying that's wrong? Because again, me and Slimmy was talking about this, but we was also talking about the fact that people were reacting to a chopped up version of the content and they didn't look at the full context of it. He goes on, let me play the rest of what he was saying.
And he basically, what I would try to like ask him kind of like a more deep thing, and he would just be like, I don't know shit. You know what I mean? Like he was honest about it. Like, you know, because think about it, he was dropped out of school at 13 years old. Like,
right.
You know, you're just like,
and he was adopted by gangsters, indoctrinated to a whole
Adopted
system.
by the projects.
It was like he gave everything he could, and I love Wayne. He gave everything he could, and he contributed so much to the culture. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure.
But elaborate more on like Good Company.
So what did he say that was wrong? He said Wayne was young and he didn't know any better. And I learned to rap to him. And he was adopted by gangsters. And so a lot of his content, as he matured, he realized that a lot of the shit, and this is what I've been saying for a long fucking time. I've been saying this personally. I said, listen, bro, a lot of what we grew up on was bullshit. And we grew up on bullshit from people that didn't even know that they was talking about bullshit because they was influenced by other people that was talking about bullshit. They taught us how to smoke. I don't know how many times I say this. We learned the Chronic from Dre. We learned that bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks but from Snoop. We learned how to be bloods, thugs, cuz. We learned, you know what I'm saying, the done language over in the East. I'm keeping it 100. So what he's basically saying is, as I grew up, as I matured, I realized that they were just saying the things that they were living, but it didn't necessarily translate into being best for us. Hey, baby. What's up? I'm going to call you as soon as I get off the live stream. Okay. You need me? Okay. Fuck the police. Vote or die. And it's not just rap music. It's not just hip hop. Rock was the same way. Blues can be the same way. Country could be the same way. But we just so happen to take an affinity to rap and hip hop. And so he also acknowledged that I Used to Love Her, the Common Sense song, right? Before he was just Common, right? Y'all keep naming all of these blackity black motherfuckers. Mos Def, Common, Latifah, moved. Yeah, but again, for every one of those, you got 1,000 of the other. Academics came up off of the war of Chirac. You know what I'm saying? So my point is he's not wrong in his assessment. And he said that he loved Wayne. And that Wayne is actually great. And he, you know what I'm saying? He adore him. He just said that as he was growing up and as he started to mature, to look back at the things that influenced him, it wasn't necessarily all positive. And he also said, and it wasn't also, and Wayne is also, it wasn't his fault either, because he was just a kid. So what are we talking about? Is Wayne a punchline king? Absolutely. A million here, a million there. Cool. That's dope. But did that really, like, he was rapping his ass off, but it didn't necessarily translate into being positive. And that's not even Wayne's fault, because the culture is not looking for positive. Shit, content creation ain't even looking for positive. That's why I tell people that you got to put the medicine inside of the candy. Y'all not looking for positive? Now, if I had Umar Johnson on the cover and I said exposing why that Umar Johnson lied about his school opening, this shit would be booming. I know what it is. So you got to have a balance, right? You got to have a balance. You have to have a balance. Shit, I understand it from a content creator's perspective. To be honest with you, I get it. I understand. See, it's so funny. I seen a comment of somebody commented on my old video, like an old video from like 8 years ago or some shit. And they said, why couldn't Anton still be like this? You know why? Because you would never even know me. You would never have discovered me at all. You would never have discovered me if I didn't rebrand and put the medicine inside of take the same message once I got your attention in your ear, and then put the medicine inside of the candy, because you didn't want to hear that shit. You didn't pay attention to me until I put on a Versace robe. You didn't pay attention until I started showing you the watches. You didn't pay attention until I started saying that shit. Then once I got your attention, I said, listen, young blood, let's get this money together. This is how you focus. This is how you invest in yourself. This is how you open up your own business. But you didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to hear it. You didn't want me to teach you how to be successfully married until you thought I had side hoes. You didn't want to hear this shit. You only wanted the degenerate shit. You remember that when everybody started copying? They only wanted the degenerate shit. Am I off, Miss Crow T. Shetty? Now the bag chasers get it, right? Because the bag chasers know what my real life is. The bag chasers actually met the people in my life. Some bag chasers even met my daughter before. The bag chasers that's been to the meetups, they know what my wife is like. They know what my life is like. They know that I'm at home early, that I don't get caught up in no bullshit. But people wasn't interested, and they didn't want to talk when they thought that it was all cute. Now, everybody want to have a conversation. Who live streams and does conversations based off of shit that's positive? Who does positive reaction videos? Funny how that's interesting, right? Funny how it's interesting. Reality TV shows get better ratings when they have fights. That's a fact. That's a fact. We'll talk about it on the content creation live stream. Make sure I'm gonna teach y'all the game. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Just a brown girl in America says, "Morning, Anton. I'm hosting my first live audience spot this Sunday in the STL." Are you really? You doing it live? That's tricky. You got big ones. You got big kahunas. Love, lies, and legacy. Any pointers? Live is very difficult because it's so much that can go wrong. The mic's got to be right, all of that stuff. There's no post-production editing. If I shoot shows, and you know what's so funny, brown girl in America, I was thinking to myself that I was not interested in signing any more people. It's too much of a headache. I was talking to Tasha K, and she was telling me about some people that she put on, and then I was contemplating after having that conversation. I said, you know what? Not even going to be interested in signing or putting a. It's just much easier to do it yourself. Why fear freedom? He missed the whole conversation, missed the whole lesson. Honestly, I would say pre-recorded. That's what I would do. I would do a pre-recording. I wouldn't do it live. I would do it pre-recorded because you can control things better. It's much easier to control things. I got the Yoda hat in there. The Yoda hat is right over there. That's what I would do. I would do it pre-recorded personally. So Jamaica says, Wagwan AD, sorry for the absence, but you and your car have catapulted me into starting my own business and how to put my money in the brokerage. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Shout out to you. Water in my plants, 85 says, lights out, the best Lil Wayne out. What? Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Carrington Love Jr. says, I took pictures with the National Guard in DC this weekend. I'm about to send it to you on IG. I was dressed like NBA Youngboy too, leather pants. With show the people, man. No, you show them. Coach Chris says, you're so right because I got 11 rap CDs completed and Chris the Crook changed to Coach Chris because I wanted to learn and teach from who I used to be. You can only do that after you establish dominance. How much money do you think you should put aside per paycheck to set yourself up for later in life? I like to say at least between 10 and 25% and live off the rest. 10 and 25% of the gross and live off the rest. That's my rule of thumb. Me, I'm at about 90% at this point, but what up to my new bag chasers? What up, Yas kid? New bag chaser in the building. I see y'all signing up. All right. All right, y'all. Let me see what else we talking about. So we had LaRussell. Man, it's so much to chase down. Using the N-word. I want to do this one real quick. May not be as popular of a story, but I want to do this about the money. Let me see.
Wendy says. It's closing hundreds of restaurants here in the U.S. as the burger giant flips its strategy. Let's talk about this. So the company says sales fell more than 10% last quarter, and now it expects to shut down between 5 and 6% of its U.S. locations by summer. Now, that is on top of the more than 240 stores that closed in 2024. So the company is calling this strategy Project Fresh, in a statement to ABC News saying, by closing consistently underperforming restaurants, we're enabling our franchise partners to increase focus on locations with the greatest potential for profitable growth. But when we look at the bigger picture here, especially in these fast food wars, price is now the main ingredient. With cost-conscious customers pulling back, Wendy's says it's now shifting back to everyday value. The chain just launched the new Biggie Deals menu. I don't know if you've seen it, with $4, $6, and $8 options, and they're hoping to win back budget-conscious diners. Bottom line here, this isn't just about Wendy's. We're seeing this all across the industry. These chains are just realizing that, especially in this economy, consistent value, not just promotions, may be what keeps customers at the drive-thru, Gio.
Wrong. That's not what keeps customers at the drive-thru at all. Wrong. And then my man just said that he just did a review video.
I feel like I say this way too much, but I am not kidding. Again, Wendy's dropped 4 new items, or 5, depending on if you want to believe them with the crap. But yes, there's a lot of things to go through.
How many food reviewers do we have out in the streets? It's a lot of food reviewers. It's a lot of people that's doing the Keith Lee, Mr. Chime Time
today. So without further ado, man, let's get into this video. This is largely going to be contingent on who you ask. But yes, Wendy's dropped a metric ton of new items. The one that they're headlining with, I guess, are this burger and this wrap. So they have a new ranch.
It's a nice watch.
Chicken wrap. It's a
nice jacket. It's a nice hat. It's a nice car. He fresh as fuck. No cap. A dog got a nice car. He got his style put together. He got the jacket. He got the hat matching. Got a dope ass watch. I like this. Fresh as fuck. Y'all know him, King Shrats? I've never seen it before. I just seen it on the side of the thing and I said, yo, let me go ahead and rock out. He fresh as fuck. I can watch his stuff because it ain't dusty.
chicken tenders ranch chicken wrap. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I don't really care for wraps. I know a lot of people do, but this is easily the most expensive wrap in fast food. It costs almost $7 depending on your location. Mine costs $6.89, which is just absolutely nuts. But in here, you get crispy chicken, cheese, ranch, and lettuce. They do give you 2 large chicken tenders, and it is, just by looking at it, it's not a snack wrap. It's much bigger than the other wraps that you see. So this thing is pretty big. Let me just take this burrito booty off of this and see what it's hitting on. Let me try it first. I feel, let's try the wrap. It's a lot of chicken in here. Look at that.
I'm not really the chicken strips used to be cool when I was a younger person, a little kid type person. I don't believe in eating chicken without bones in it unless it's chicken breast. Personally, I can't do chicken without the bones in it. Like, it's just not the same. It's like, man, what is them, chicken nuggets? All chicken tenders are, in my opinion, is extended chicken nuggets. And if you know how chicken nuggets is made, you'd be like, no, I'm straight. So I don't believe ain't no such thing as boneless wings nowadays. Wings got to have bones in them unless they, and I don't like super boneless, super wings. The wings that look like they got steroids in it and it's like this, I don't like them type. I don't like these type of wings. The wings is extra boneless, extra elongated. Nah. Give me the regular wings. You know what I'm saying? Lemon pepper. I'll take some buffalo sometimes. Give me a little bit of teriyaki. I take some teriyaki sauce or whatever. But all of that, the Debo wings, I'm straight on the Debo wings, bro. You can have them Debo wings. You can have the boneless shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can have these extended chicken tenders too. As you get older, your tastes change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can't do it, bro. I mean, how can you mess up chicken tenders? You know what I'm saying? You can't mess up chicken tenders.
How do you want me to put this? Like, this is just a larger snack wrap. So let me just break this down. Again, tenders in here. They serve their tenders already. And here's the tender. It's white meat. Depending on what time you get it. One time I got it, it was good. Other time I got it, it was crap. These are actually pretty decent. For this, by the way, this cost me about $37 for all this food. I just anything on the menu. Burger, chicken sandwich goes up to $5. And hold on, let me double check.
See, I remember back in the day that it used to just be a Frosty. You know what I'm saying? Like, the chocolate Frosty was slapping, bro. As a matter of fact, Wendy's holds a special place in my heart because Wendy's was the place that I went to my first date after the show. Wendy's was open late. I don't even know if it's one still where I used to go. Let me see something. First, I got to go home. That's home. It used to be a Wendy's right on 8 Mile. 8 Mile in Livernois. I wonder if it's still there. Because this is the one that used to be joint that used to be open late. So we didn't want to go to Coney Island, so I just took her to the window. There it is. There it is. That's it. So this is the one where the pickup window was open late. And you know what I'm saying? After you get out to the show or you go somewhere late, you can stop back by the Wendy's. It's right there on Livernois. That Valero used to be an Amico. And, you stop by the Wendy's, go and pick you up some this is what you got. All right. This is the play, especially if you ain't had no money. Let's say you got $5, $6. All right. You go get you 2 junior bacon cheeseburger, the dollar fry, and a Frosty. Nigga, you in there. You got you a whole night. Go play some Xbox Live. Xbox Live had just recently came out, and you good. 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers. The dollar fry, the 99-cent fry, and you get you a Frosty, and you good. It's $20 now? Hell no. I ain't had no Wendy's in so long. Nah, bro. Ain't no way in the world that a junior bacon cheeseburger is $20. It's $20 now. Cap. A regular Frosty is $4. No, you used to be able to get a Frosty for nothing. Bro, you used to get away with it. You got you $6. Only reason you needed the 6 is when you get the dollar, they charge you 6 cents. Well, it's 6% sales tax here in Michigan. So it's really like $1.05. You know what I'm saying? It's got $1.05. I ain't out of touch. That's what we used to get. What do they got on the menu now? All right, let me see something. Wendy's menu. They don't have no prices on here, though. So they still got a Frosty. Look at this little baby Frosty. What the fuck is that? They got a little baby Frosty? Nah. I mean, they got all of this extra stuff. No, give me a junior bacon cheeseburger. Not the deluxe, just the junior bacon cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying? Start me in order. That's where I used to stay, 48221. Mobile ordering. Livernois, yeah. All right, we're going to get us a junior bacon cheeseburger. We cool with that. Let's make it 2. Because I'm not believing that y'all. No, ain't no combo, nigga. It's a junior bacon cheeseburger. This used to be on the dollar menu or whatever. All right, let's get us a Frosty. Well, let's not do the Frosty right away. Let's get some fries. What's up with these prices? $2 for some French fries? $3 to $3.89? Oh. The junior, they got something smaller than the regular. Now they going with a junior. Nah, dog, I don't like that. Let me get at least a medium, bro. Get a medium. Let me add that to the list. All right, we gotta get a Frosty, nigga. It's no point going to Wendy's if you're not gonna get a Frosty. I don't know about all of that other stuff. You got to get the classic Frosty. You know what I'm saying? I'm guessing that they minimize it now. The classic Frosty is $2.39. We might as well go with the $2.89 joint. We're gonna go with the $2.89 joint because we're not gonna fret over 40, 50 cents. Carry out. We talking about $12? Nigga, I used to be able to get this for $5.20. It was $5.20, bro. It was $5.20. Now 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, some fries, and a Frosty, a medium Frosty is gonna cost me $12. Can't even biggie size this joint. Nah, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it, bro. I'm not liking it. I don't like it. They take Klarna now. How you gonna Klarna a Wendy's? What is this? I don't even know what this is. This looks like calories to me.
$4.19 for a small. It goes up to $5. And hold on, let me double check here. It goes up to $5.49 for a large. With this, you get the Thin Mint cookie crumble sauce, Thin Mint pieces, and a Frosty. You can also pay, I'm just making sure I don't mess up here, 50 cents for extra sauce and $1.20 for extra thin. Bacon cheeseburger. This is the single. What everything costs. It's absolutely nuts today. Next up is their cheesy bacon cheeseburger. This is the single. You can get the double or the triple. The single cost.
If you get double, you being greedy, bro.
Single
should be enough for everybody.
$7.29. The double is $8.29. And then the triple is $9.49, so $10. On here, you do get the premium bun, the cheddar cheese sauce, the American cheese.
Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. This is why these fast food places is going out of business now. The reason that fast food places is going out of business is because it's too many calories. They upcharging you for every little cookie crumble, and you got to compete against places like McDonald's too. And you got a tip nowadays when you go in there because they got the tip jar out there. Got the changing the water bottle into the tip jar, or the water cup into a tip jar, right in the front on it. This is what they do. Tips. And they put that in front of your face. That's what they do. Cut the top off and put it in front of your face and put tips. Like, bruh, fuck out of here. So I think that fast food has become price-wise comparative to regular, just ordering a regular thing. That's why Wendy's is closing. They can't compete. They don't have enough money to actually revamp their stores to the looks. McDonald's got double drive-thrus and all of that type of stuff. They got a different business model, bro. Got to take out a loan and get 5 guys. Facts. So Wendy's is closing hundreds and hundreds of stores. AD open up a restaurant. I'm a silent partner in some restaurants here. But here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. If I was to open up a restaurant today, I wouldn't want to run it. Like, not a day-to-day. It would have to be ran by somebody else. I'm not doing all of that shit. B, I would want it like, the only thing that I think of from a restaurant perspective, because it's so much money you got to put into it, and the margins is so thin, and everybody want $40 an hour to just be a fucking server nowadays. So the only way I would do it is if, like, you could do it like Goodfellas, where like, you know, you got your own booth in the back or whatever. Like, it wouldn't be so that, oh man, I need to make a lot of money doing a restaurant. It wouldn't do that. It would be for nostalgic reasons. It would just be because you love restaurants, you love whatever, so on and so forth. I would do it from that lens, but I wouldn't do it from a business perspective. I don't see the money in it. How much money you got to invest in it? I can get a better return on my money in the stock market. If you are part of the bag chasers and you are part of the rest, the Patreon members, link to the Patreon is in the top of the chat. If you a bag chaser, you making way more money on the return on your investment in the stock market than you doing anything. And ain't one person that's a part of the Patreon in no year that can't say that they ain't made a bunch of money. Not one person that's in the Patreon, and I got 21,000 Patreon members, not one person can say that they ain't made money. Nobody. And I've been doing this shit since 2020. 2020, 2021. Something like that. So yeah, it would just be a hangout, Gustavo. It would just be a hangout. It wouldn't be, I mean, if you made money, yeah, that's cool too. That's dope. Everybody want to make sure that they ain't losing their investment, but it would just be a hangout. I wouldn't do it just because I'm like, oh man, we about to make a bunch of money. Now it's a very thin profit margin. You gotta have a lot of money in order to be able to sustain yourself and all of that stuff. All right. Open a smash burger joint. Anyways, we covered a lot today. Damn, we covered seven subjects. Shoot. Let me see something. Double check. Jesse Jackson, a trans shooter, Vlad, Torre, Doug DeMuro, LaRussell, Wendy's. Yeah, we covered 7 subjects today. All right. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to get to work. We have after hours tonight during the 10 o'clock hour Eastern Standard Time. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me read some of these cash apps. Super chats. Rand Wilson says, pastor charged with sexual assault on adopted son is crazy. Pastor was charged with sexual assault? Ugh. What up, Eric TV says, good morning, AD. Chris Monroe says Wendy's fries are underrated with the sea salt. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Have you ever been to Baker's Keyboards Lounge across the street from that Wendy's? Unfortunately, Cuzzo's is now closed. Yeah, Cuzzo's is now closed. Man, listen, bro. My mama used to go to Baker's. Let me call her. Yeah, we called it Sherwood Coney. Now it's called Noni. Your call has been full. Now it's called Noni. We called it Sherwood Coney Island. It used to look completely different. Yeah, Baker's was right behind the gas station, bro. That was before they rebranded it back to the Livernois Avenue of Fashion. Shout out to ARS back. Brian, the filmmaker, says in the process of opening a wine shop with a wine-inspired speakeasy in it. What's the margins on wine? What's the margin? Anytime that somebody asks me from a business perspective, I want to know what the margins are and how much I have to sell it, how much I have to sell of it in order to be profitable. Manny Plays PC says, no derailments, not liking it. Somebody make Anton crash out. When the next time you come into the nation's capital? I was supposed to be coming within the next couple of days, but because I was supposed to be coming to the White House for a dinner or whatever, but I had to. February is tough for me because birthdays, bro. I got a lot of birthdays this month that I got to take care of. So, did you see the pic with Mayor Johnson and Vlad? No, I ain't see it. I don't know. Probably soon when it warms up. You know, I always do a meetup in DC. Always do a meetup in DC. Anyways, listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight. Stay focused. Stay focused, my friends.